is my favourite story, I think, in showbiz this year. The Justin Baldoni war with Blake Lively, which seems to me, initially I felt quite sorry for Blake Lively.
Wait a minute, did the internet just explode with some jaw-dropping leaks about Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds? Let's just say they're not thrilled about these details making the rounds, and fans are desperate to separate fact from fiction. Today, we're unpacking the shocking revelations, and trust me, you won't want to miss what's really going down. Let's dive in. Hollywood's golden couple, Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, are facing an unexpected storm as leaked voice memos allegedly expose shocking behind-the-scenes drama. What started as a private dispute has escalated into a full-blown scandal, raising serious questions about their reputations and ongoing legal battles. Reports suggest that Blake's legal case is rapidly losing ground, with both her image and Ryan's public standing taking significant hits. Allegations of AI tampering, power struggles, and manipulation have only fueled speculation, turning this controversy into a media frenzy. Observers trace the origins of the conflict to creative disagreements over the film adaptation of It Ends With Us, but the situation has spiraled far beyond Hollywood politics. Now, with legal complications and personal vendettas in the mix, the once adored couple finds themselves in damage control mode, fighting to salvage their reputations before it's too late. The controversy surrounding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds has taken an even darker turn, with fresh allegations suggesting the couple may have pressured industry executives, most notably WME CEO Ari Emanuel, into sidelining Justin Baldoni from major projects. Emanuel's now erased admission on Freakonomics, in which he allegedly spoke dismissively of Baldoni and acknowledged acting under Ryan and Blake's influence, has been resurrected through a journalist's leaked recording. This revelation undermines previous attempts to paint Baldoni as the antagonist in this unfolding Hollywood drama. Adding another layer of intrigue, AI-generated voice memos surfaced, purportedly depicting Ryan Reynolds berating Baldoni. However,
then I've been reading all the messages between them all, and which he's been putting out, obviously, and it just seems like a pair of absolute weapons-grade narcissists.
Forensic analysis quickly debunked the recordings as fabrications. Many now suspect these fake memos were deliberately planted to discredit authentic evidence emerging against Lively and Reynolds. Critics argue this is a textbook case of muddying the waters, introducing misinformation to create doubt around the entire scandal. Yet, if that was the plan, it appears to have backfired spectacularly. Rather than clearing their names, Lively and Reynolds now find themselves deeper in controversy, with their actions under even greater scrutiny. The legal battle involving Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni has taken yet another dramatic turn, as a judge struck down an aggressive subpoena issued by Lively's legal team. The request, demanding over 2 years' worth of Baldoni's private communications and even his location data, was deemed a fishing expedition with no clear relevance to the case at hand. Industry insiders see this as a major red flag, suggesting that Lively's team may be grasping at straws to salvage a case that appears increasingly flimsy. Rather than uncovering damning evidence, the rejected subpoena has only fueled skepticism about the legitimacy of her claims. Meanwhile, the tabloid frenzy surrounding the controversy has reached new heights. Some outlets have resurfaced older lawsuits involving Baldoni, despite those cases being resolved with no findings of wrongdoing. Observers believe this media push is no coincidence, speculating that outside forces are working to tarnish Baldoni's reputation. Further reinforcing this theory, attorney Brian Fredman, who was involved in one of the past legal matters, has publicly stated that Baldoni and his production company acted ethically throughout. His remarks suggest that selective media coverage is being used to imply guilt where none exists, raising even more questions about the true motivations behind this ongoing legal and public relations battle.
You were teaching Justin how to pull you in.
Where have you
loved
seen
this. I don't think people realize how involved she was in this movie. And she's a producer on the film from the beginning to the end.
As the controversy surrounding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds escalates, a bizarre twist has emerged. Online petitions calling for Justin Baldoni to be banned from industry organizations like SAG, AFTRA, and the Producers Guild. While both organizations swiftly dismissed these efforts, the petitions themselves raised eyebrows, pointing to a larger narrative, an apparent push to exile Baldoni from Hollywood based on flimsy allegations. Many now speculate that Ryan, Blake, or individuals close to them may have had a hand in orchestrating these petitions. Reynolds, known for his humor and behind-the-scenes jabs, has a history of subtle digs that quickly become viral talking points. Could this be another instance of strategic maneuvering to shape public perception? Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds' past interviews have come under fresh scrutiny, with one particular talk show moment drawing renewed criticism. A resurfaced discussion about a scene with Olivia Wilde has been labeled by some as unprofessional, with critics arguing it reveals more than Reynolds may have intended. The irony is striking. While Blake Lively is embroiled in a legal case centered on boundary violations, her husband's past remarks suggest a far more complicated history. This growing dissonance has led many to question whether Lively and Reynolds' stance on accountability is selective, raising concerns that their public image may not align with their private actions. As the saga continues to unfold, one thing is clear: Hollywood and the public are watching closely. As the scandal surrounding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds intensifies, fresh reports from past colleagues have cast doubt on the wholesome image the couple has carefully maintained. Anonymous crew members who previously worked with Lively describe her as difficult and disengaged, unwilling to show basic respect to production staff, an unsettling contrast to the warm, approachable persona she projects publicly.
After much anticipation, It Ends With Us has finally hit theaters. But the rumor drama surrounding the film has been getting more attention than the movie itself.
Similarly, industry professionals who interacted with Reynolds in his early career paint a picture of someone easily rattled by constructive criticism. Their accounts suggest a pattern of entitlement or insecurity beneath his polished exterior, challenging the perception of him as Hollywood's lovable, quick-witted star. With each new revelation, the Lively Reynolds brand suffers further reputational blows. What was once seen as effortless charm is now being reevaluated as a curated performance, a carefully managed public persona that may hide unchecked ambition and behind-the-scenes hostility. Perhaps most telling, Hollywood insiders who once openly championed the couple are beginning to distance themselves, wary of potential fallout. As the scandal grows, the industry's loyalty to Blake and Ryan appears to be wavering, leaving them increasingly isolated in the court of public opinion. As the controversy surrounding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds deepens, Justin Baldoni appears to be emerging with his reputation not only intact but strengthened. Despite repeated attacks, his professional standing has only improved, with colleagues describing him as ethical, collaborative, and unwilling to engage in underhanded tactics. The stark contrast between Baldoni's composed demeanor and Lively Reynolds' increasingly chaotic public entanglements has shifted public sympathy in his favor. Meanwhile, an intriguing silence looms over the situation: Taylor Swift's. Once known for her close friendship with Lively and Reynolds, Swift has noticeably refrained from making any public statements about the unfolding scandal. Her social media interactions with Lively, once frequent and affectionate, have become non-existent. Whether Swift's silence signals private disapproval or simply a strategic decision to distance herself from the drama remains unclear. However, given her history of loyalty to friends, the sudden lack of public camaraderie is raising eyebrows. In a situation where alliances are shifting rapidly, her absence from the narrative may speak volumes. With controversy swirling and their once sterling reputations under fire, speculation is mounting over what Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds will do next.
They're done, and it's no wonder everyone avoided them like the plague.
TMZ just dropped a bomb on Blake Lively.
Will they issue a public apology, retreat from the spotlight, or double down on litigation in an attempt to reclaim control of the narrative? Industry veterans suggest that a genuine mea culpa might help them regain some goodwill. However, their current strategy, escalating claims and seemingly scattershot tactics, appears to be doing more harm than good. Every new revelation only deepens public skepticism, making a path to redemption increasingly difficult. Beyond the drama itself, many are now questioning what this saga says about Hollywood's power dynamics. The situation highlights a troubling reality, where A-list influence can be used to discredit rivals through media manipulation and behind-the-scenes maneuvering. If the allegations against Lively and Reynolds prove true, it would serve as a stark reminder of how celebrity status can be weaponized, especially when supported by powerful allies, including agents and studio executives willing to act as unwavering enablers. As the dust continues to settle, one thing remains clear. Hollywood is watching closely, and the couple's next move could define their legacy. In a surprising turn, the relentless effort to paint Justin Baldoni as problematic has seemingly backfired, casting him in a more sympathetic light. Legal experts following the case argue that if this dispute heads to court, the burden of proof rests squarely on Blake Lively, meaning she must present actual evidence to substantiate her claims, something that so far has been noticeably lacking. The repeated attempts to collect vast amounts of Baldoni's personal data suggest a troubling reality: a lack of concrete proof in the initial allegations. While Lively and Reynolds' attorneys insist they are simply pursuing due process, critics argue that their tactics resemble deliberate stalling rather than a pursuit of justice. Industry observers point to a broader pattern. The more Lively and Reynolds rely on dramatic public maneuvers, the more they seem to be compensating for weaknesses in their case. Some speculate that the couple initially believed their star power would pressure Baldoni into backing down, only to be met with resistance they didn't anticipate. As the saga unfolds, one question looms large. With the legal foundation of their case under increasing scrutiny, how much longer can Lively and Reynolds maintain their stance before the cracks become too deep to ignore? As the controversy surrounding Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds unfolds, it has evolved beyond a Hollywood scandal into a broader reflection on celebrity branding. For years, the couple cultivated a fan base through playful banter and curated glimpses into their personal lives. But now, with allegations of behind-the-scenes manipulation, data phishing, and AI-driven disinformation, their once authentic charm is starting to look suspiciously manufactured. Despite the growing skepticism, a faction of fans remains loyal.
We are still waiting on the amended lawsuit from Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. They're supposed to be adding names or evidence, who knows, but today is the due date.
Insisting that Lively and Reynolds must have valid reasons for their actions that the public simply isn't privy to. Some argue that the controversy is being exaggerated for media clicks, while others suggest that Baldoni might have undisclosed secrets of his own. However, these voices appear increasingly drowned out by public frustration and the perception that the couple has misled their audience. Beyond its implications for Hollywood, this dispute could carry serious ramifications for the Me Too movement. If Lively's allegations prove unsubstantiated, some fear that the case might be weaponized by those seeking to undermine legitimate claims of abuse and misconduct. Given Lively's high profile, the potential fallout extends far beyond her personal reputation. It could reshape public trust in how accusations are handled, especially when wielded by powerful figures. As the debate rages on, one thing is clear: this is no longer just about Lively, Reynolds, or Baldoni. It's about the integrity of celebrity narratives and the real-world consequences of misused influence. With each new revelation, curiosity surrounding the final outcome of this saga only intensifies. Some speculate that a behind-the-scenes settlement could be the preferred route, allowing both sides to quietly move on and minimize further public fallout. Others believe the case could escalate to a full-blown trial, where every email, message, and strategic maneuver would be scrutinized in a courtroom setting. Either scenario would undoubtedly dominate headlines given the star power involved. For Ryan Reynolds, this marks a crucial moment in his career. Once adored for his quick wit and self-deprecating humor, his public persona is now under fire. While he long enjoyed near-universal goodwill, the possibility that he participated in or condoned the aggressive tactics against Justin Baldoni raises unsettling questions about the authenticity of his brand. Can he separate himself from the controversy, or will this scandal permanently taint his reputation? Meanwhile, Blake Lively stands at an even more precarious crossroads. If she fails to provide concrete evidence to support her claims, the backlash could be severe. Hollywood is not kind to those seen as untrustworthy, especially when personal drama overshadows their professional contributions. Producers and collaborators prefer stability, and if Lively's reputation continues to spiral,
Blake Lively did not even read the book that the movie was based on.
Correct.
And we're not talking War and Peace.
she could find herself struggling to secure major roles in the future. On the other hand, Justin Baldoni has maintained a steady and composed approach. By cooperating with legal inquiries and avoiding public mudslinging, he has positioned himself as the rational party in this increasingly chaotic dispute. In an era where bad press can directly impact box office returns, Lively and Reynolds may no longer be seen as safe bets for high-profile projects. Beyond their public legal battle, the controversy has also led to intensified speculation about their personal relationship. Are Blake and Ryan truly aligned in their legal strategy, or is internal conflict brewing over how far to push accusations and counterclaims? While they have always presented a united front, rumors persist that behind the scenes, tensions are mounting, driven by the growing realization that their damage control efforts may be fueling even more backlash. Although these reports remain unconfirmed, they highlight the fragile nature of the couple's current position. The wider cultural debate sparked by this scandal goes beyond the individuals involved. It raises serious concerns about celebrity power dynamics, especially when high-profile figures leverage legal teams, PR firms, and media influence to control narratives and discredit rivals. Observers worry that smaller players like Baldoni in this case are often left at a disadvantage, with fewer industry connections and resources to defend themselves. However, Baldoni's measured, transparent approach may serve as an example of how truth and public perception can outweigh even the most well-funded damage control efforts if audiences remain critical and open to facts. Perhaps one of the most unexpected consequences of this saga is the growing disillusionment among fans. Once beloved for their comedic social media presence and playful dynamic, Lively and Reynolds now face serious scrutiny from supporters who once viewed them as relatable and authentic. With no resolution in sight, Hollywood insiders predict more leaks, more media scrutiny, and possibly even unexpected betrayals as both sides fight for control over the story. What remains to be seen is whether Lively and Reynolds can rehabilitate their once flawless reputations, or if this scandal will become the defining controversy of their careers. One thing is clear, in today's era of heightened celebrity accountability, a redemption arc won't be easy, no matter how beloved you once were.